All right, let's talk about a spice that's probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right this second. Cumin. You know that warm, earthy smell? Well, its story is way more epic than you'd ever guess. So, let's get into it.
I mean, you can practically taste that, can't you? That feeling of warm, buttery carrots with just a hint of cumin and honey. It just nails that comforting, essential flavor. Cumin is kind of the unsung hero, the backbone of so many dishes we love, whether it's a simple roast or a super complex curry. It's just so familiar and so good.
But what if I told you that behind that everyday flavor, there's a wild story? We're talking empires, we're talking money, even a case of mistaken identity. Yeah, for real. Okay, so where do we even begin? Let's go all the way back. Because cumin's journey, it's not just about geography, it's literally a journey through human history, and we're talking an incredible 8,000 years. Just look at this timeline for a second. We're not talking a few hundred years, we're talking millennia. Cumin's story starts way back, 8,000 years ago in these ancient Neolithic communities. From there, it popped up on the tables of Roman emperors. They loved it for flavor and for medicine. Fast forward to medieval England, get this. It was so valuable, people used it to pay their rent. Can you imagine? And then finally, it hops on a boat in the late 15th century and makes its way to the Americas, and the rest is history. Okay, here's a fun little fact that might blow your mind. The thing we call a cumin seed, it's not actually a seed. It's the dried fruit of a plant. And get this plant is in the same family as parsley, dill, and carrots. Isn't that wild? It kind of makes sense now why those flavors all work so well together, right? It's like a family reunion in your dinner. All right, let's bust a myth real quick. You've probably heard that ancient Egyptians used cumin to mummify pharaohs. Well, that's only kind of true. The spice they used was black cumin, or Nigella sativa. That's a totally different plant from the brown cumin we use for our chili and tacos. So yeah, same name, completely different spice, completely different story.
Okay, so we've traveled through thousands of years of history. Now for the really fun part, the magic. How do you actually unlock all that incredible flavor? How do you turn this humble little seed, or fruit, into a powerhouse? Well, it all comes down to one simple thing: heat.
Seriously, this is where the alchemy happens. If you taste raw cumin, it can be a little thin, maybe a bit bitter, but the second you add heat, you're not just warming it up, you're starting this amazing chemical process called the Maillard reaction. It's basically a dance party for amino acids and sugars, and it creates hundreds of new flavor compounds out of thin air. That's what gives you that deep, nutty, earthy flavor we all know and love. So when it comes to heat, you've basically got two main weapons in your arsenal. First up, you've got toasting. That's when you use a dry, hot pan. This is what gives you that super deep, nutty, earthy flavor. It's perfect if you're using whole seeds, and you're going to grind them fresh for like a spice rub. Then you've got blooming. This is where you sizzle the spices, usually ground ones, in hot oil or ghee. Here, the fat is the secret star. It acts like a vehicle carrying all that amazing flavor evenly through your whole dish. This is totally the way to go when you're building the base for a curry or a sauce.
And listen, if you want to try toasting, and you absolutely should, it is so easy. Just grab some whole cumin seeds, throw them in a single layer in a dry pan. Medium heat. The key is to just keep them moving. Stir them around constantly. Now, forget the timer. Your nose is your best friend here. After about 2 or 3 minutes, your whole kitchen is going to start to smell incredible. That's your cue. The second you get that amazing nutty smell, pull them off the heat. And this part is super important. Get them onto a cool plate immediately. That stops them from cooking and keeps them from turning bitter and burnt.
And once you taste that difference, and believe me, you will, it all starts to click. You finally understand why this one spice managed to conquer world cuisine. It's just so adaptable, so good at making everything else taste better. It's remarkable. I mean, just think about the range here. We're talking about the exact same spice being the defining flavor in a hearty Texan chili, in a complex Indian garam masala, an Ethiopian berbere blend. It's in Turkic pilafs, and it's absolutely essential to Mexican moles. How is that even possible? It's like the ultimate culinary chameleon. But okay, of all the things cumin goes with, there's one partner that's, well, pretty unexpected. And that partner is chocolate. Yeah, chocolate. I know we think of it as sweet, but real raw cocoa is incredibly earthy, which makes it a surprisingly perfect match for cumin. And this amazing food pairing actually has a very specific moment in history. It all goes back to the 16th century. Spanish traders bring cumin over to the Americas, and it meets the native cocoa bean for the first time. And that combination, that old world spice meeting the new world's chocolate, that's the spark. That's the moment that gave us mole, which is hands down one of the most complex and incredible sauces on the planet.
So let's wrap this all up. We've gone on this huge journey, right? 8,000 years of history, and we've learned a kitchen technique that is a total game changer. And the best part of all of this? It takes practically no time at all.
Seriously, that's it. Three minutes. That's the amount of time it takes to toast your cumin seeds and completely transform the way your food tastes. I'm not exaggerating. It might be the single best return on investment you can get in your kitchen.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with. This tiny 3-minute action, it connects your kitchen right now to 8,000 years of global history. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. And it really makes you wonder, right? If just 3 minutes can unlock all of that from a little jar of cumin, what other secrets are hiding in the rest of your spice rack?